I've never seen a game go from such a stable and enjoyable early access to being completely unplayable after release. It's honestly mind-blowing. I'm not mad or frustrated, just utterly fascinated. The drop in quality is unbelievable. I should know. I played early access enough to hit level 75 before launch. Here's the bottom line for anyone considering this game. The move to Unreal Engine 5 broke it completely. What used to be simple yet functional gameplay is now a buggy, laggy, and outright non-functional mess. Don't buy it. It doesn't work. Take this as an example. Before the engine switch, you could place mines outside your base walls, and enemies would run into them and explode. Post-update, enemies now spawn so close to the base, they don't even reach the mines. In one game, the mines I set up in a choke point, just 3 feet from the walls, were useless because enemies didn't need to walk that far. Worse, enemies often don't animate when they spawn right on top of you, killing you instantly. Previously, you'd get clear warnings, like rumbles and flying sand, to indicate where enemies were coming from. Those effects still exist, but now enemies ignore them entirely and pop up directly in melee range. You can't avoid them because they're not supposed to work that way. Sometimes, enemies don't spawn at all. Imagine a horde shooter without the horde. It's absurd. Objectives that used to be doable with a small team in simpler modes now wipe out entire lobbies. I'm not exaggerating. Every player dies, repeatedly. It's ridiculous. Even evacuations, which were manageable before, are now death traps. Instead of teamwork and daring rescues, you get everyone dying almost immediately. And if by some miracle you survive, the game's performance drops to a literal slideshow. 1 to 4 FPS. Switching engines is a huge task, but this wasn't even a full overhaul, just an upgrade to a newer version of the same engine. And yet, here we are, staring at the remains of a game that somehow destroyed itself. Helldivers 2 didn't kill this game. Starship Troopers Extermination did it to itself. It's tragic, but that's the reality.